everybody. What's going on? I'm Paulette. Welcome to the Brownstone. This is your Lunch and Learn hour, and I'm really excited to be here. So, for those of you all who are not aware, the lighting is a little interesting today because it's actually Saturday, and that's okay. We needed to make sure that we were able to take some time to introduce you all to your new neighbors. I have with us today Coach Kiana Shaw and therapist Danielle Lipkin, and they are joining the Brownstone Podcast Network in July. And they've come here today to talk to you guys about all things dealing with their show. And I am not going to even tell you the name of the show. I'm going to let you guys listen to them tell you all about who they are. Welcome, you guys. Welcome to the Brownstone ladies. How are you?
Oh, I'm excited. Hey.
Listen, you all have the keys. It is time to get popping. I'm excited for you all.
Just know that I'm the loud neighbor who don't want to hear nobody else's noise.
I love it. This is wonderful. And I'm super excited and honored that you all would make the decision to grab the keys, sign the lease, and come and hang out in the Brownstone. So once again, welcome to the neighborhood. Kiana, Danielle, let's talk about your show really quick. But before we do that, I don't want to talk about your show. First of all, how did y'all end up here? How did you end up here? And number two, what is the name of your show? And let's dig into what it's all about.
Danielle,
you want to take? Okay. How we met is so how we met through church. We are from Compton, California, and we met through church. So we were I always let Kiana tell this story because she had an epiphany where God met her and he told her the message, and I kind of confirmed it. However, we ended up doing online radio together, and with that, we saw that we really clicked, to be honest, in regards to just our personalities, but just common themes of things that we felt that was important and information that we just wanted to share with everyone. So that's kind of how we met in the nutshell of it all. I don't know if Kiana wanted to tell her spin, but that's how we met. And then you want to share the name of our show?
Sure. So the previous show, it was really because when Danielle said God told me, and when he told me to call Danielle, I was like, I'm not calling her. She is mean. Nope. Right? Because at her mother's wedding, I went to go pull her dress out of her unmentionables, and she was like, she was pregnant. She was already over the whole situation. And she was like,
I was over it.
Okay. I was just like, I will never, ever. Like, I'm trying to keep you from walking down the aisle and being a complete spectacle, right? You don't want to be what they remember at this wedding. So when God told me, I was like, not her, right?
Okay.
But I did reach out anyway, and we enjoyed great success on our online show. But then life started lifing, and I was pregnant with Kayla, so that was 10 years ago.
Wow.
And recently, Danielle and I will have conversations, and we would be laughing. I would usually be crying because Danielle's very, she's a therapist. So, as she's, talking about situations, now I'm having epiphanies and I'm, in my feelings. Yeah. And she contacted me. She said, I'm thinking about doing a podcast. And I was like, okay. And she was like, I want to do a parenting podcast. I said, okay. She was like, and I want you to join me. And I was like, well, now, wait a minute. But at that time, I was like, I know a couple of people with spaces for podcasts. And so we had some meetings, and we decided that Brownstone would be the home of The Real on Parenting.
The Real on Parenting.
Yes.
I love it. The Real on Parenting. Okay, now I'm scared. When I hear The Real on Parenting.
It's real.
I think
it's real.
Boy. So when we talk about, I'm going to go ahead and put your put your handle and how folks can find you guys on social media up here now. So I am curious, when we talk about the real on parenting, first of all, like I said, to know that you guys chose the Brownstone is an honor, right? Because you could have gone anywhere, and you can still, right? Because one of the things that we encourage is, you guys, we don't own your stuff. You do. It's your intellectual property. And I definitely want to continue to put that out there. But one of the things that I think is so cool is because there are so many different facets of who we are here in the Brownstone. Why wouldn't we cover parenting? Why wouldn't we cover rearing children in these internet streets, a part of this urban diaspora that we call, planet Earth? And, and so when we're talking about the real on parenting, so I have had an opportunity to get to know the both of you, and you all are quite characters. I'm going to put it that way. So when we talk about the real on parenting, what are we saying? That's where I'm at. I need to hear this.
So I was okay. You go ahead.
So I was going to say it's so much. Everything that we experience, everything, we talk about co-parenting. I think we did like 3 episodes on co-parenting. And because we're coming from different perspectives, Danielle is a mom and a bonus mom, and she and her husband are a blended family. I am co-parenting with my daughter, and, incorporating he's incorporating his girlfriend, his long-term girlfriend, into our situation. So they're like, we have different perspectives. So we get to be honest and not correct each other, but give each other a better perspective on what's going on. And then, as time goes on, we look forward, like, I know somebody's going, we don't need these 2 women's perspectives. Like, there will be coming in and helping out. And we're very all-inclusive. Right.
Okay.
Yes. And then something to keep in mind is kind of was stated before, but I am a licensed marriage and family therapist. So a lot of my information is coming from experience and education. So I'm just not throwing stuff out there because it sounds good. It's because I took what I learned. I paid all them dollars, they about to start paying student loans. However, I paid all them dollars to get the education. And so within my experience and years of being a licensed marriage and family therapist, 15 plus years, I don't want to age myself, learning and observing what we needed. And when I say we, I'm talking about Black people. So so it's not because everybody got a podcast and we know what we're talking about. No, I actually do know what I'm talking about.
Come on now.
Tiana is a life coach. So we come with the degrees, we come with the certification, we come with all this stuff. However, we are still real people in it as well. So you get a two-fold.
Yes.
I love it.
Danielle gives the clinical, I give the barely legal-ish side of
I heard that.
Every now and then I'm gonna say something off the wall, which Danielle is, she
and then I'm gonna come in sweeping it up like, if you don't want to go to jail, any legal matters, however, do this. So, because I'm not going to jail, you're not going to jail on my dime. So,
okay. So when we're talking about the real on parenting, I'd love to dig into some of the topics, because I think here's now you all have literally accidentally oozed out your credentials, right? Those are pretty powerful. And I've kind of heard like what the show and how the show is going to be. So we're not talking about a show where it's just you guys going back and forth and saying, and the thous and the ums and the thises and the theirs and the wherefore tos and all of that. Are you guys really digging in?
Absolutely.
Scenarios?
Absolutely.
Yes.
So we've talked about parenting adult children.
Yeah.
When they're 18 and
how about 30?
Okay. Well,
but
regardless of how old you are,
with multiple.
Regardless of how old they are, the mindset is I'm grown and I can do what I want to do, but not in somebody else's house. Right. So you can always demote yourself to visitor if you need to. Right.
Correct.
Letting parents know, like, yeah, they live there, but they're not a roommate. Roommates pay half all the bills, and then they
Come
pay
on.
all their own stuff.
Come
But
on.
so
Say that.
those type of things that we make sure that we address. And then what are some other topics?
We
Teaching
address trauma
respectful
parenting.
behavior. Oh yes, trauma parenting, which is a good
Yes,
episode.
parenting from the parent's childhood traumatized experience. We hit on that and what that looks like. It's not clinical, but it's real. It's real life, and it's various scenarios and situations that we share of ourselves, without names, of course, giving disclaimers and all that. But however, it's very real. It's not textbook. And because one, I don't like that.
Right.
Me
right.
personally,
Got
I
it.
want to hear from someone who's speaking from a place that
Okay.
I can relate to.
Yeah.
So when we share, it's all coming from those places. A lot of the topics are topics that are not talked about but need to be talked about. And I'm sure a lot of people have heard that before, but for real, these topics need to be talked about and not just touched on once, because we're going to circle back around to many of the topics within our shows. However, we're starting with topics that are kind of coming from your jugular in a gentle way, but it's real in that essence. So if you don't like us, it's okay, because it's not for you to like us, but it's for you to get this information.
Right.
And so that the real and parenting aspect, that's why we decided to call it that, because it's real. And if you want to do better, okay, here you go. This is what you need to do to get better.
I love that. And so this is really, so it kind of sounds like this is like a parenting class 101, like you're sitting down with your homegirl kind of thing. Is that what I'm hearing?
I wouldn't call it a parenting class so much as parenting conversations, right?
I would say, okay, because I'm like, yes. But I do feel that because I feel there's aspects, especially what we've talked about so far and just our general conversations, that there's so many gems that we've dropped. And so I'm a note taker. So I'm just, I write it all down. So for me, that's the perspective that I was saying as far as class, but I would say yes. But to be honest, it is actually a conversation that Kiana and I, that we have. Obviously, we have a topic that we're speaking about, but we're dropping some good stuff, and we're dropping some real stuff that I'm sure a lot of people can really relate to, that will want you to kind of want to tune back into the next one. What's the next topic? And then also we always have where if you are experiencing something, or if you have a question yourself, you can always email us.
Absolutely.
And we'll get to respond to those questions and or provide information accordingly.
Okay. So let's talk about a scenario or one of your, so first of all, let's talk about when your show drops. So your new show is going to start airing on what day on the Brownstone Podcast Network? What day?
July 11th. We coming for you. We will be airing Mondays, starting July 11th. It will be noon Pacific time, 3 p.m. Eastern.
Awesome.
And I'm excited. You
should
be.
How excited I am. You should be. This is so exciting.
We both are excited. Yes.
So as far as scenarios would go, like what are you looking for?
Give me a scenario. Give me a scenario of, say, for instance, what is I have a kid who comes home from college and eats everything in the house, consumes all of the products in the house, and has no regard whatsoever for anyone else. How do I handle that? Because now she's 20. This really is real. I got to hear this.
Okay. So my first question would be the background. Like, prior to her going to college, was she allowed to do that?
No. So this behavior is like totally new. Like, I don't know where it's coming from. Like, it just totally, so I came in. So I have a hat on because I was going to redo my hair. I was going to do braids, get ready because I have a conference next week, right? I come home. Why is in her head?
Oh, So see, hey, she hit deep with that one because you don't what you don't mess with is our hair stuff. Okay, wait a minute.
I was like, what?
Touch my
What
pearls.
are you
Hold
doing?
on.
What's happening? What's I had no, and I was so speechless that I was like, what? And she laughed and she was like, well, mother, I mean, it was just sitting there. And I think she still has this feeling that everything in the house, because I'm really open in the house. Like if you I always say, if it's in the refrigerator, the whole house eats it. If it's the family, it's the house. And I think I've gotten too comfortable even in her young adult age, because as far as I'm concerned, she's still a child to me. You're not grown until you about 35. All accounts.
I do
Okay.
understand that.
So the mental capacity, I think her frontal cortex has not picked, got, and I thought, does she not? So then I go, and my conditioner for my head, it's gone, right? It's empty.
Yeah.
And then I went and I bought comb and brush, and I can't find it.
Is this an employed child or person?
Well, she just started a job.
Okay.
So it kind of goes back to what Kiana was saying. My question to you would be like, even though this is new behavior, when she started to do things that was kind of pushing the line, whether that was stated directly or indirectly, was it addressed? Were those things addressed at that time? Could you kind of pull her in, told her what was expected? These are green lights, these are no-goes, and these are ask if you don't know.
I did, but the Big Mama and me came out, and I added some
color.
I added some color, and I was like, I basically was like, okay, ma'am, what we're not doing is going through my stuff. I was like, so I come in and like my, and I thought she is shopping in here, and I don't know if that's so. So to my children's defense, they shop a lot in mother's bedroom. Right. Okay. So like my second oldest child has gone through I keep a trough of Bath and Body Works because that's like my thing. Honey, I came in one day, I'm upstairs and I hear this rumbling in my bathroom and I'm like, okay, let me go upstairs and see what's going on. You 27 and you've decided you're going to come over, and I turn the bathroom light on and there you are like a mouse with a mouthful of cheese. And you're like, hands full, y'all, of lotion and candles and hand sanitizer from Bath and Body. And I thought, where are you going? Y'all, she had my BC powder. Listen, she had my BC powder.
Now that we don't play with, because we suffer from migraines. We do not play with the BC powder.
Girl, she had batteries from I have like this little thing that you tap in the bathroom and it'll emit, the smell good. She has literally, and I thought, you gotta be kidding me. I was like, what are you doing? Well, you don't use it. I caught it on sale. What do you mean? Are you okay? Is this my fault?
So yes.
So to a certain degree, yes.
No. Yes.
That it
so
is.
I'm gonna say this as an adult child who will still go to my mommy's house, and I was just there. I'm gonna need your Jamaican black castor oil, right? As someone who is still willing to allow my mother to get all the good stuff, and then I just go get it from there, right? I'm willing to do that. However, she has set boundaries, right? Mm-hmm. So it's not that we aren't allowed access; it's that this might be my last, or I may not want to share today. And you got to give me that right. So I would point out to your daughter, would you like for me to come to your dorm and start going through your stuff? She gonna say no, because she knows you got stuff in her dorm she don't want you to see. Right.
Right.
And so it's a respect of boundaries of I'm a woman, you're a woman, and we got to make sure that we are giving ourselves some space. So if you need something, call me, ask me. I can tell you exactly where it is without you getting into stuff that you don't have no business in.
And that was the thing. I literally, Kiana, I promise you, and I'm talking about y'all, she had the hair down the back, right? Like, the braids and the twists, and
Now I want to see her hair. I'm like, is it
Right.
popping?
and I thought,
I wanna-
and first of all, backstory. I have to put myself through college. One of the things that I did was I cut commercials and I braided hair at a salon here in Atlanta. So I'm the professional braider, not her.
Okay.
But baby, I was like, what did you do to your hair? It was a hot mess. But y'all, she got it down the back and she pulled it up on the top of her head and it's top knot and then the two little twisties. And I thought, oh my God. She was like, well, mother, you never taught me because you don't need to. Okay. So, and then I said, Lily, I said, the next time that you feel like you want to go through my things, I said, you could have at least asked me. Right. I said, because I had plans for that. Now you have put me in a position where I got to go to the store and go and purchase this again.
No. Where she needs to go to the store and purchase it for you.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
so that's
because she violated.
Because I do about to say you gotta flip that. It's like, no, you are gonna go to the store and repurchase that. And this may be a hard moment for both of you guys because this is gonna be something new. Because let's believe, like if I lived closer to my mom, I would still be in her Bath and Body Works closet, okay? I don't know if it's a black mama thing. I don't know. But I just knew that growing up, it was a whole closet. Everything you stated, guess what? My mama still has a closet. Does she really use it? No. So I would go and get gifts for my friends. I got baby showers. I got housewarming. I would stock up because why am I purchasing? my pledge was like, I got a coupon, mama. You want to use it? So I do. I think we both get it, Kiana.
However, your coupon was your contribution.
Yeah,
that was. I'm like, I'm gathering the coupons. You just got to spend your money. But
my story.
But there was that part where my mom. I mean, my mom is a giver. I think you seem like you would give her too. However, it did come to a place where my mom was like, Danny, mama don't mind helping. You know what's in here you can have. However, you just can't be cleaning me out, or I have something mine and it's gone, right. And it's like, and I ask you, you like, oh, I took it. No, don't do that. Right? Don't do that. So my mom was like, Danny, I don't mind, but you need to let me know what you have in mind to do to see if I need to modify that. And because my mom really don't play, I said, okay.
So what I really should have done was held her accountable. I thought I did, though. I'm not good at this, am I?
No, you didn't. You gave her a pass. You gave her a pat. She knew that.
Because if you go to the store and get it,
and I did.
What did she learn?
So did she even pay for it?
No.
So she has zero consequences other than you being mad. We can live with y'all being mad.
Right. Yes, we can. We love y'all dearly, but we have had years of
it. So we all right. When we call you in 2 days, Mama, you want something to eat?
Right.
No.
Can we have a mama daughter day? Girl, we know how to spin it, especially with being older. It's no. Are your feelings hurt?
And I'm in the, my mother, when she comes here, I know for sure she gonna rob me of several candles, right? Because I'm a Bath and Body Works person.
Yes.
So she gonna rob me of several candles. She don't like the hand soaps and stuff. So, but you know what I'm saying? But when she need to give a quick gift for somebody, she like, bring me something, bring me some sets. Don't come over here with one of everything. Just bring me some sets, right? So there is a level of reciprocation that can go on, but your daughter got away scot-free. That doesn't work.
And she knows that. And she knows that, which is the reason why she did it.
Right. Mother's not gonna say anything. She's gonna be mad. And I'm talking about hair, just like I said, just in the bun, top knot, just and the the little tendrils. Yeah, and I'm sitting over here looking like Kizzy's first cousin because mine didn't get braided. You know what I mean? And I'm like thinking to myself, are you serious? So I think I have literally coddled my children so much. And this goes back to being a single parent. Now I feel like I'm in therapy. Wait a minute, I need to lay on the couch. Hold on.
Because it does go back. It goes back. No, it really goes back with the adulting when parents come to me for parenting, for therapy for their children. I tell the parents, no, I'm working with you first. because your children didn't wake up and start doing this stuff. It didn't miraculously start happening. No, it's been happening. And I said it start off really babyish and get real big when they become adults. It didn't come, it didn't explode out of nowhere. So we need to talk about what were you doing, not in a bad way, but becoming aware of what you were doing that was helpful or not helpful for them being responsible adults that we all want our children to be.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So yes, you do go back.
I'm gonna add this because it sounds like you have a little bit of parenting guilt, but can I give you another perspective?
Yes, ma'am.
Never feel bad for being the parent who stayed.
Yes.
Don't feel bad for being the parent who stayed.
Yeah.
That's a different way to look at it, right? Because now you're empowered. I made the choice to be here. I made the choice to love you. I made the choice to do emergency room visits to at the hospital. I made the choice to stay up all night when you're sick. I made the choice to make sure you ate every day. I made the choice to make sure that you could read. I made the choice to make sure that you were able to go to college.
My God.
I made the choice to make sure that you could have, maybe not all the name brand clothes, but that you were clothed every day. I took on the mental, physical, emotional, financial, spiritual, and professional role to make sure that you had a great life. Don't feel bad for being the parent who stayed. That guilt is not yours. You couldn't control the other parent.
And that is why you all need to make sure that you are tuned in to The Real on Parenting, because by all accounts, if I'm not careful, I am going to be bawling right now. That is powerful.
And we love you.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
But can you imagine how many moms, well, I won't just say moms, but how many single parents, right? Because my brother was a single dad for a long time. And I started off as a single mom who is now co-parenting. Don't be mad. Don't be guilty. Don't feel guilty because you made the choice to stay.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's strong.
You chose your child. You don't have no guilt about that.
Okay. I received that. All of that. That is amazing. So I can look at this differently and still be like, ma'am, you're going to pay for that hair.
Absolutely.
Yes, exactly. And feel no way about it.
Yes. Oh my.
And every time she asks you for money, when she asks you for money, be like, well, did you pay me back already?
I got you. Because I'm going to tell you something else and then I'm going to leave it alone. And we got to talk about you all show. So she started her job. Listen, and this is good because this is really what your show is like.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
So you're taking real scenarios and you're taking it from two different perspectives. One from a life coach perspective. Oh, baby, y'all spend. Listen, I feel like I can. Where's my insurance card? I need to send. Listen, like, oh my, this was so.
The doors of the church are now open.
Listen, where's
right?
I need to have, and let me tell you why this is so important. Because parents like me, who have, by all accounts, been the only parent, right? I've been, like you said, I never looked at it that way, Kiana, so thank you for that. And I never looked at it, Danielle, where I have to start holding her accountable. She just started a new job. It's a work from home job. Now, I don't taught my kids how to always keep them some coins. Like I said earlier, my son, right now, he's outside on our ice cream cart selling ice cream, and I'm thinking, okay, so I've taught them these amazing skills. And so she asked me, she said, Mother, I'm getting ready to start a new job. I need $30 for the background check. So when she get paid, would I be wrong?
No.
Say, I need my $30 back?
No, but if that wasn't stated when you asked for it and you provided it, then it could be some like, what? Some side-eyeing. So when you are, when our adult children, become quote unquote adults, the teaching doesn't stop.
No.
So there is, because the outside is real life. So with example, she asked you for the money, but she got to pay them for that background check. She got to pay them.
Yeah.
That's the exchange and that's the understanding. So anytime where there is an asking of if you are wanting that money back, and not that you need it, no, it's not about you needing it.
Mhm,
It is
mhm.
about, what keeping in mind is the lesson. The lesson is in
Yeah.
real life, stuff costs money.
That part.
And it's very, very slim where you getting your money back for something you paid for, unless you return it.
Mhm.
So with that, keep that in mind, is that I'm still teaching her life lessons. So when
Yeah.
she does ask of me, she's
Mhm.
going to have to replace it, but I have to be clear in communicating that to her. If that
Okay.
was not stated when you gave her that money, you can't go backtrack and be like, oh, give my money back now. No.
So look at it as an investment into
Okay.
what she has going on, right? It's
Uh,
gonna cost
okay.
you 30 to make sure she get her own 600-700, and then you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like that's an
These people
investment,
buy her own hair.
right? Right.
Exactly.
But
Then they would
also,
from now on, all here in your head is what you purchased. So that
Yes.
you just keep it clear.
Yes, absolutely. Like,
so I
come
want you
on.
to also point out the difference to her, because Danielle uses the phrase adult, right?
Mm.
You were
I
like,
do.
she's still a child. In her mind, she grown, right? So we got three different definitions,
Yeah.
Yeah.
three different terminologies.
Yeah.
So understanding that grown, the root word to grown is own, right? If you grown, you need a key to your
Oh, Coach Kiana.
right?
Yes.
Your own front door, your own stuff when you grown. When you living in somebody else's house, and this could just be Danielle, you let me know if this ain't a technical term, but in my house, you're not grown, you're an adult. Can't be grown at my house. Because grown means you can do what you
I
want to
agree.
do. I got rules here. You're an adult.
I agree.
Grown means
I
you got
agree.
your own.
Woo.
Yes.
So don't
Agree with that.
make sure you define it for her, because in your home.
Yes, but
Yeah.
yes.
Go ahead, Danielle.
No, I was gonna say, yeah, I totally agree. You know, because with being an adult, there still is that expectation of the following of rules. But that's a whole nother segue, because
Yeah.
those rules have to be communicated clearly. I
Right.
always tell parents, if you say, "Oh, she know," "Oh, he know," then they don't know.
They don't know.
Because we are, I would say, as a Black people, we do a lot of indirect communication, then feel some type of way when someone goes against that. And it's like, but if you didn't clearly state it, then why are you upset? Be upset with
Right.
yourself.
Ooh.
So you need to start having those adult conversations with your adult kids, so that you guys can start a new, because I feel that parenting is in phases.
Mhm.
So you are in a different phase of parenting. I'm pretty sure you can agree with that. But you have to
Absolutely.
do something different. You need to talk to them as if they are adults. Don't get me wrong. I was happy when I turned 35, because my mama slipped and said I was grown. I said, "Mama, what'd you say?" And she said nothing. No, I heard it.
Yeah.
I gotta repeat it. You said I was grown. So at 35, I officially was grown, and I took it and ran with
Officially.
it. But also
Yeah.
within that, you have to communicate with your adult children as if they are adults.
Now,
Yeah.
mind you, at 35, she was already married, had a baby. Like, I'm just like, really? That was the moment you realized?
I did. Had dogs, children in the house. Girl.
Yeah.
Had a
And you know, it's so
whole
funny
plan.
that you all bring that up, because I promise you that's where we all are. Now, I have one that's 34. And
Okay.
yeah, I got churn. You know how you ever heard old folks have that say that term? I got churn. So yes, yeah, and she's married and all of that, and but there's still that tiny little piece of her that has to talk to mommy every day.
Sure,
Oh,
of
we love
course.
y'all.
Of
Listen,
course.
and be
Yes.
mad when my mama don't answer the phone. Because what are
Be
you doing?
mad.
Doing. Yes.
What are you
With
doing
mama
that you can't
texting
answer
like,
my
hold on.
phone?
Because you didn't answer, so I'm going to text you. Yes. Answer the phone
Listen,
now.
wait. Danielle, how about I've had to say, Kayla, call your grandmama for me. Because she'll answer.
Right, she going to answer the phone then.
Or I call my brother. Y'all talk to mama. Somebody three-way real quick. Why you not picking up my call? Because
Wait a minute.
if you don't answer, and you know it's not the middle of the night. I know it's not the middle of the night. It's 10 o'clock on a Saturday. If you don't answer your phone, as far as I know, you outside laying on the side of the road. I got questions, woman. What you doing?
What?
She won't let me put a tracker on her. So, like, well, now, shoot.
Where you at? Girl, if you don't sound like my child,
Answer the phone.
that's her. She does that. So, y'all, I have
We never go out of that phase.
She literally, and so now she started using my grandson, y'all. She started, well, Mason called you. No, he
Because y'all answer the phone for these grandbabies.
Yes.
Like
It don't even have
ain't
to
just
be
get
a
here.
ring. Yeah, it go ooh,
like
and
he's
then
two. He don't know how to call his Mimi.
He just got here.
Right.
But so y'all prioritize. My mama got this saying. She says, I will kill for my kids, but I will kill my kids over my grandkids. And we know this. We know she 100% believes it. These grandbabies can ask her for anything. You don't want to take my call because you was cooking. You was busy doing
what? Yes.
It don't change. It's just a different level. I want to be parented sometimes. I don't want to be told what to do, but I want to be parented. I want to be loved by my mom. I want to know that I'm the priority. When she got to go to the doctor, I'm gonna be right there. She tried to ban me from her last doctor's appointment because the previous one, I may or may not have jumped up when the doctor squeezed her leg. And
she did.
I may or may not have. Okay,
she did do.
You wasn't there. Okay.
I'm gonna call Miss Sam, but like she jumped up, huh? I know she did.
And so my mother felt like I may or may not get violent, and she don't want me.
Wow.
But my thing is, you've been in pain for a while. If you let me go, you can have your surgery today, ma'am. I can get you the surgery today.
I love this, y'all. In just this short amount of time, and I'm sitting here with my windows open, and all of a sudden today, an airplane decides to fly overhead. So listen, I am, first of all, excited because by all accounts, everybody, you just got a taste of the real on parenting.
Yes.
And this was amazing. I am ready to lay on the couch again. Listen, like this, just, and just get some more of this, because this is so good. This is what we need, is somebody to keep it 100 with us and really provide us with the conversations that our community is not having. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I think, let's just be honest. Like when I was coming up, my parents came up in the 50s, the 40s and the 50s. Their parents came up in the early 1900s. And think about this now. I am the descendant of slaves 3 times removed. So that behavior. Wow.
Yes.
Do you see what I mean? Yes. And I see it. Yes. I absolutely see it. Even in the rearing that I did of my 2 eldest. But as I started soft, quote unquote, I learned that soft parenting, thank you, Kiana, because she schooled me on that. I have been doing soft parenting. Now I just feel like I'm just a little punk. But now y'all told me I can do this and put my dukes up a little bit and hold my adult children accountable. And that's good. Yes. So y'all, before we wrap, what are the good, the bad, and the ugly of what it is that you do with who you are as a coach and also as a therapist?
As it relates to the parenting podcast?
Absolutely.
Or just okay. The good, the bad. Okay.
Everybody gets asked.
You start. Danielle, you start.
I can always go off on a whim. Got a topic I can speak to it. So I would say the good in regards to this platform is getting the information, or just getting information and resources out to the masses. Absolutely. I always felt that topics and things that we talk about, Kiana, I felt you don't have to pay for that. Mm-hmm. And not everybody is a reader. Believe me, I understand. So if I have a reliable source who's gonna share the information, by means, I'm gonna listen to the reliable source. Yeah. But also being provided with where to go if certain things are needed, especially for the Black community. Absolutely. The challenges, I don't know what word you use, the cons or the difficulties in regards to it, is that you're always going to have naysayers. That's just in life in general. And I think Kiana and I is kind of like, Okay, and we know how to handle that. So,
Right,
but with
because we are still two girls from Compton.
That part.
wasn't she
Come
gonna
on now.
say that?
You
So,
know, so
so
when you disagree,
yes,
disagree respectfully.
Okay.
Coach Kiana's gonna jump out real quicker than mine. Mine is kind of tucked for various reasons, but my more perspective is more so just the positives that can come from this, because I
Yeah.
know there are people, there are groups
Mhm.
who need to hear this and need
Yeah.
to know they're not, who need to know, like, okay, yeah, I know that I actually should have did this, and I was able to hear what I needed for me from a
Mhm.
loving, respectful place to call
Yeah.
me on my stuff, and these are the things
Right.
I need to do. So
Yeah.
that's the positive for me,
Yeah.
for
Good.
the
I
And
love it.
we don't have egos around the situation. Like we don't
oh,
think that,
no.
like when we're speaking from the perspective that we currently have, right?
Mhm.
So if we learn something over the next 6 months and then we have the same conversation and we have new perspectives, we didn't lie the first time.
We
You
going
just got updated information, right?
That's right. I
right,
love it. I love it.
right.
I love that. That's
Yes.
amazing.
And so we are definitely open to learning. And I think that's another thing. Danielle and I are learners, right? And I am
Yes.
a challenged learner, right? Like when I'm reading, I have to have the audio book and the book, like, because I learn differently. I know that about myself,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
And so I'm very mindful when we're presenting information. Um, we hope we're right, but if you
Yeah.
give us a perspective respectfully, then
Mhm.
we can digest it, and then we can
Yeah.
talk about it, we can make decisions on
Yeah.
how we move forward with that information. We don't
Mhm.
have egos that say, oh no, we don't want to listen to that, or you're wrong. If we get
Right.
corrected, okay, the
Mhm.
same way we correct each other. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
Absolutely.
I think that us not having egos makes it easier. We don't read the comments, we read the emails, but, like, as soon as it's crazy, we just delete it and move on, right? So
Right.
y'all can email us at therealownparenting@gmail.com, and
Right.
we are happy to take your questions or comments about the show or your own
Mhm.
issue, and we'll address it live, or we'll address it live. But the good thing is that our community needs this. We need people
Absolutely.
to speak up, and
Yes.
just we get driver's education, we get training on every job we get, but when it comes to actually raising another human being, we be like, I got this is mine. But the reality is,
We don't have it.
that's the reason we talk to our girlfriends, that's the reason we talk to our homeboys. We get different perspectives
Yes.
because we need it. And so we're just
Absolutely.
here to be, your sisters in the movement. That's all. We
I
are
love
the
it.
good neighbor. We everybody trusted, Miss Hollis, or what I'm saying.
Yes.
Everybody trusted Miss Williams. And so, it's not even about sitting at our feet. It's about learning what we learned from the women whose feet we have sat at.
Come on. Oh. Oh, that's good. That's good. I love that.
We're here. We're
And
excited.
you all, like I said, this was an amazing show. I'm glad that we chose a scenario to walk down through, because again, and then we're going to wrap. These are stories that need to be told and experiences that need to be dissected so that our community can parent from a different angle, a different perspective.
Yes.
As we come out of, as I said earlier, and we definitely need to have an entire show on that, as we're coming from um, family members who can literally still name the person who was in chains. So that behavior has been passed down. And so how do we, just create that soft wedge until it no longer exists in our parenting? Because it still shows up, and we definitely see that.
Oh, yes.
And I,
Yes.
yeah. So, ooh, we could just go on and on and on. And I know.
Right. I'm like, she want me to
Yes.
answer it because I got it, coach. But
Right.
we'll just send it. But we do talk about it in one of our episodes. So when you listen to us beginning Tuesday,
Come on with it. That's what's up. I love it.
all.
I love it. I love it. This is
beginning
amazing.
Tuesday, July 11th, 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. We will get into it. Okay.
We are so excited. And I'm excited because this is good stuff, and we definitely need that. So you guys, without further ado, I'm going to wrap, because if not, we'll be another 20 minutes and then another 20 minutes laughing, talking, and kicking. And honey, we're just going to have to, I'm just going to have to fly to California, because 4 of you guys from are in Cali, and we're just going to have to have a connect date. That's what it is. It's going to have to be. But you guys, for those of you all who are watching, you're listening, and you're checking out the replay, let us know that you are. Go ahead and reach out to The Real on Parenting on all things social media. Come back and hang out with us, and get ready. If you do not already have your subscription to Brownstone Living Magazine, they are in Brownstone Living Magazine under the People in the Neighborhood. We are featuring them and our other air personalities and some other folks that you may know from around these internet streets. But listen, we're going to wrap here. I want to thank you ladies for taking time out of your busy schedule to come and hang out with us and spend time here in the Brownstone, because we got our own little apartments, our little windows, right? And so I can say, hey girl, how you doing? Hey girl, how you doing? And we can still just enjoy each other's company and learn so much, because really at the end of the day, I'll say this: we are here to change the narrative of how we tell our stories our way. And it starts with good parenting. All right, folks. All right, you guys. With that, thanks so much for joining us on this edition of the Lunch and Learn Hour. Go ahead and check out that replay when you have an opportunity. We'll see you in the next episode of the Lunch and Learn Hour here on KCCR The Brownstone, brownstoneworldwide.com, and Brownstone Living Magazine. We'll see you around.